Salvete, hello Latin learners, welcome to another video with me, Stephen. This is unit 4 of a beginner's course, Latin from scratch, and in the very last lesson, which was lesson 4.9, we introduced the perfect tense, the past tense in Latin. So I'd advise you to watch that one first before proceeding with this one if you haven't already. So I said the perfect tense means perfect comes from the verb perficio, which is to finish or complete. So we're describing a completed action, an action that's finished in the past. I went, she said, we drank, they did, it happened, it's finished. Whether it was today or 10 years ago doesn't matter, all right? So this is going to be the main tense, perhaps I could say the most common, frequently used tense in Latin in the past to express a completed action. So let's go back, guys, to our good old verb amare, first conjugation. It's where we started off on this Latin learning journey some time ago. And in the present tense, it goes just like this. Amo, amas, amat. Amamos, amatis, amant. Do it with me, guys. Come on. Amo, amas, amat. Amamos, amatis, amant. So we're saying, I love, you love, he, she loves. Amo, amas, amat. Amamos, amatis, amant. Then in the last lesson, we said, right, well, let's keep that in our minds on one side, and we're going to add now the perfect tense. And it goes like this. Amawi, I loved. Amawisti, you loved, singular. Amawit, he, she loved. Amawimus, we. Amawistis, you plural. Amawerunt, with a long E, werunt, they loved. Amawi, amawisti, amawit. Amawimus, amawistis, amawerunt. Again, come on, guys. Amawi, amawisti, amawit. Amawimus, amawistis, amawerunt. So amawi can translate as I loved, or possibly I have loved, using the present perfect in English, depending on the context, what you're trying to get across. Okay, let's take another verb. What about laborare, to work, to labor? Present tense, guys. Take off the are, labor, laboro, laboras, laborat. I work, you work, he, she works. Laboramos, laboratis, laborant. Again, laboro, laboras, laborat. Laboramos, laboratis, laborant. Let's now transfer that to the perfect tense. Laboravi, laboravisti, laboravit. Laboravimus, laboravistis, laboraverunt. Again, laboravi, laboravisti, laboravit. Laboravimus, laboravistis, laboraverunt. So quite a long one, but the key feature here then is the V, isn't it? Vi, we, visti, vit, vimus, vistis, verunt. We know we pronounce it as a W, but I think it's easier just to point it out like that. So the V's, VI, all the way through, and then that verunt for the they form of the verb. For all are verbs, regular are verbs, which is a vast majority of them. So the good news is, once you can do what we've just done there with amare and laborare, you can do that with any are verb, and you've conjugated the past tense, which is really great. So let's just practice a little further with a few more verbs. You may remember the verb to fight, pugnare. The pugnus is your fist, pugnare. So let's go straight to the past tense now. I know you know the present tense. And we've got pugnavi, vi, pugnavisti, pugnavit, pugnavimus, pugnavistis, pugnaverunt. So the gladiator fought. Gladiator pugnavit, A-V-I-T, pugnavit. The gladiators fought. Gladiatores pugnaverunt. Let's compare singular and plural. Gladiator pugnavit. Gladiatores pugnaverunt. Let's take the verb to enter. Do you remember that one? Sounds quite similar. We change the E at the beginning to an I. Intrare, intrare, to enter. Take off the are, the present would be intro, intras, intrat. Past tense, therefore, perfect tense, what's it going to be, guys? Intravi, I entered. Intravisti, intrawit. Intravimus, intravistis, intraverunt. Again, intravi, I entered. Intravisti, intrawit, he, she. Intravimus, intravistis, intraverunt. Whenever you enter somewhere, a place, that's your object, is going to be accusative. All right? I entered the kitchen. Culinam intravi. We entered the garden. Hortum intravimus. What about spectare? Spectare, to be the spectator, to watch. Spectavi, spectavisti, spectavit. Spectavimus, spectavistis, spectaverunt. Let's make some sentences, guys. We watched the gladiators. We watched the gladiators. Using spectare, gladiatores, spectavimus, with V-I-M-U-S. Present would be just spectamus, we watch, we are watching, but spectavimus, we watched yesterday. Do you remember that word? Begins with H. Heri, H-E-R-I, Heri. Heri, gladiatores, spectavimus. Gladiatores, heri, spectavimus. In the arena, in arena. Gladiatores, heri, in arena, spectavimus. Father, pater. Father praised the gladiator using laudare. Present would be laudat. Past, pater laudavit, V-I-T, of course. Pater laudavit, gladiatorem, accusative. Pater gladiatorem laudavit, because the gladiator fought bravely. Because, quod, the gladiator. Now in the first clause, Father praised the gladiator was the object, accusative. In this clause, the gladiator did the fighting, so he's the subject. Quod gladiator pugnavit, fought. Pugnavit, bravely, fortiter. The adjective is fortis, brave or strong, fortiter. Whole sentence. Father praised the gladiator because the gladiator fought bravely. Pater gladiatorem laudavit, quod, because gladiator fortiter pugnavit. Pater gladiatorem laudavit, quod gladiator fortiter pugnavit. Let's just do another one. What about we entered the tavern? We entered the tavern. Tabernam intravimus. We entered the tavern yesterday. Tabernam heri intravimus. Okay, so plural vimus. If you want to say when, so we're making a slightly longer sentence, when something happened, when this happened, when I did this, when she did that. We've got a number of words at our disposal that we can use, and I'm going to give you two today. One is ubi, and the other is ut, ut. And these are used to say when something happened in the past. Ubi can also be used in the present. So ubi we've met as a question word. Ubi est Gaius? Ubi est Ancilla? Where is Gaius? Where is the slave girl? It can also be used as a joining word, a conjunction, as it is here, to say when something happened, to join parts of sentences together. So ubi we can use as when in the past, and ut similarly can be used in this way. So let's make some sentences, guys. Ubi or ut, you can choose whichever one you want, plus the verb in the past tense. When I entered the arena, my friend greeted me. My friend, amicus, greeted me. So we've got when, we can use ut or ubi. Then we've got I entered, which is going to be past tense from intrare. And my friend greeted, which is going to be the past tense from salutare. Me, accusative pronoun. When I entered the arena, my friend greeted me. First section, which is the first clause, is what we call a subordinate clause, because the main clause is my friend greeted me. That makes sense on its own. When I entered the arena, it's not complete, is it? So it's a subordinate clause, a secondary, subsidiary clause, as we call it, being introduced by when. Ubi, arenam, accusative, intravi. Ubi arenam intravi, my friend greeted me. Amicus me salutavit. Ubi arenam intravi, amicus me salutavit. So we've got intrawit, because it's I did it, and salutavit, because he did it, third person singular. When I entered the arena yesterday, ubi heri arenam intravi, my friend greeted me, amicus mei salutavit. Well done, guys, if you got that one. This is good. We're making longer sentences here. When the master entered the tavern, taberna, when the master, Dominus, entered the tavern, the baker called him. So again, we've got ubi or ut at the start, entered from intrare, and called using the verb vocare. So when the master entered the tavern, ut, I'm going to use this time just for the sake of it. You can use ubi or ut with the same meaning. Ut Dominus tabernum intravit. So who's doing the entering? The master is Dominus, he's the subject. What's he entering? The tavern, accusative tabernum. Ut Dominus or ubi Dominus tabernum intravit, third person. The baker, pistor, called him. Him, accusative, eum vocavit, or vocavit. When the master entered the arena at the tavern, the baker called him. Ubi or ut Dominus tabernum intravit. Pistor eum vocavit. Ubi Dominus tabernum intravit, third person singular. Pistor, the baker, eum, him, vocavit, also third person singular. So we've got two with wit there, because it's both a he did it. Let's do another one, last one I think. When the boys, let's pluralize, when the boys carried the wine, we know wine is vinum, the verb to carry like the porter is portare, so in plural. When the boys carried the wine, the matron praised them. The matron praised them. So, first clause, time clause, subordinate clause. Ubi or ut, boys. Pueri, vinum, portaverunt. Long one that, isn't it, from portare? Portaverunt. Ubi or ut, pueri, when the boys, subject. Vinum, object, neuter. Portaverunt. Next clause, the main clause. The matron praised them. Now, masculine plural, it's going to be eos. Him will be eum, her eam. Them can either be eos or eas. Because we've got two boys, it's going to be eos masculine. And she praised using laudare, matrona, eos, laudavit, vit at the end. So, in the first clause we had verunt, portaverunt, because they did it, plural. In the second clause, matrona laudavit, she praised, singular. So vit versus verunt, wit verunt. All right, memorize that. Let's have the sentence again. When the boys carried the wine, the matron praised them. When the boys carried the wine, the matron praised them. Ubi or ut, pueri, nominative plural, vinum portaverunt, matrona eos laudavit. Ut pueri vinum portaverunt, matrona eos laudavit. Okay, very good. So now we can connect sentences using ut or ubi to use to say when. Let's just one more time run through these perfect tense endings. Let's go back to that portare, to carry something like the porter. Present tense stem is port, porto, portas, portat, portamus, portatis, portant. Again, porto, portas, portat, portamus, portatis, portant. Perfect tense. Portavi, portavisti, portavit, portavimus, portavistis, portaverunt. Again, portavi, portavisti, portavit, portavimus, portavistis, portaverunt. Okay, so keep practicing this. Make sure you don't forget the present tense when you're that busy learning the perfect tense. So that has to be mastered. You have to know. It's worth just keep practicing them together like that. Potoi, potas, potat, potawi, potawisti, potawit. So you know them, and you can produce the right form very, very quickly in whichever tense. All right. So I hope that's been helpful. Just a little further practice on the point made in last lesson with a few joining words, and then we'll move on in the next lesson, keeping this one a little shorter today. So hope that's helpful, guys. Thank you for joining me, and see you next time. Well,